Tuesday night. It's the Poetry Corner. The same usual thing every Tuesday. We do this. We got a great show tonight. A lot of poets here tonight. Packed house, which is a good thing. So we're going to get the party started off right. Hey, good evening, and it's Tuesday night, and every Tuesday night, as many of you guys know, we have the Poetry Corner, and tonight we have some special guests, and here we go. We got a couple people coming in the stream now, as well. So, how's everybody doing?
All right, what's going on, everybody?
We're good. How are you?
Good to see y'all.
All right, La Perla Negra she's having difficulties getting back in, and when she does get back in, the chances of her being able to hear me is an issue. So, you guys, when she does get on the screen, I can see her, but she can't see me, which is interesting. So, tonight's show, King, what's tonight's show's theme?
Tonight's show's theme is Men of Respect.
So you got two young ladies on the panel tonight.
When you say men of respect, define it, brother, if you don't mind.
I say men of respect, men of a certain position in life, how you see life, you know what I'm saying, how you live life, you know what I'm saying, how you walk through life, you know, how you carry yourself, you know, how you build with other men out here, young men, older men, how you interact with the elders, respect level. Because right now, we have a lot of people out here, these young kids, even people our age, so disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Just, they don't have knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have knowledge of self, who are you? What are you doing?
Before we get into the poetry, I can ask you guys a question.
Conversation.
Yeah. What'd you say, J-Rob?
I'm saying we need a conversation, not poetry. As soon as you talk about knowledge of self, we dived into a whole different realm of consciousness.
Well, you know where I'm from, man. You know, bringing on all different ways, man.
Show.
I will ask you a question in regard to that, King, and anybody on the any of the guests can answer. Do you think the younger generation is any different than we were?
No. Yes and no. If we had Instagram and Facebook when we was in the 1980s, this would be a totally different world.
True indeed.
This has been a totally
we were very
world.
active.
That's true.
But we had ways of occupying our time. We didn't have a problem going outside. It was hard to stay inside. Now kids could be antisocial. They could be on their computer and could be as romantic or be as thugged out as they want to just by clicking on a couple of keys. Nowadays, you can go to a party and see a whole gang of women turn their back to everybody and shake their ass. Like that is the thing to do. Whereas back in the 80s and 90s, I had to walk up to a sister like Edwina and say, "Excuse me, sweetheart, can I just dance? Or would you like to dance?" And you could deal with the rejection or the yes to however you so handle it, but you had to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You had to engage in conversation. Now you can do Netflix
so J-Rob,
and Grubhub and get laid.
The advent
Instantly.
The advent of social media made us more antisocial.
Within reason. The coolest thing about the internet, 35 years ago, this conversation couldn't take place. We're in different parts of the world. I would never have met Just Jay. I'd never get a chance to talk to Edwina. I probably would have met King because he and I in the same circles with a lot of different brothers, but I probably wouldn't have met yourself. So the net has allowed a group of people that are like-minded to meet each other in real time. But there's a catch to that. So before we used to play, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Just Jay.
I think it's the mentality too, man. It's the mentality as far as like if we'd have had these same tools back then with the mentality of back then, I think it would have made a big difference because we were very active. We were very active as far as the things that were going on in Africa. We were very active as far as getting different people free from prison, and we not only wore it on our sleeves, we wore medallions that stated just so. So when we weren't speaking, it was still on our person. But right now they have unlimited amount of information because everything's Googleable right now, and they're not using it in a way that's good for the culture or even good for themselves.
So let me ask you, because I love to segue into stuff, right? So do you think that because of the abundance of resources, it allows a lot of us not to go as hard as we usually go?
Say that again.
Because of the abundance of resources. Like, back in the day, we didn't have like we said, we didn't have everything so readily handily, so we made a way.
Mm-hmm.
So in retrospect, do you think that because the resources are so readily available, like you said, J-Rob, you can literally touch the world off your phone every day. Do you think that some people don't really take that into consideration? Like, yo, I got the world in my hand every time I look at my phone.
Absolutely. I'm in my 50s. My grandparents' generation did a shitload more with a hell of a lot less than what brothers and
Stronger
sisters
people too.
are doing. They had a stronger constitution because they had to deal with so much. There was something to calling somebody a nigger, whereas right now I can call somebody a nigger and he's like my man. When Just Jay was talking about it, when we used to wear the African medallions or the red, black, and green leather medallions or the whole Pan-Africanism, that was the movement.
Yeah,
But then
true
it was
indeed.
strategic how they took that movement and was like, now we're going to flip a lot of this. And a lot of that can be seen in the music. So if you take what Motown was talking about, you shifted into early hip hop when it was all party music. And then the shift happened when it shifted from that into gangster music. And then it just went into this whole new thing. And I'm not knocking anybody's music. Music is going to be music, is going to be music. But there was something to be said about lyricism. But one thing that was said by Dr. Matabuti back in 92, if you allow somebody to control your interests, they're going to have you do what they want you to do, and you won't even know why you're doing it. And then he talked about how they were going to have men dressing like women. And as you see it now, you can see the baby, you can see any of these other cats, Russell Wilson, they got nothing. There's nothing to it about putting on a dress because now there's this curriculum of inclusion. And I'm not knocking anybody's sexuality, never that. I'm just simply saying the fact that there was something about looking up to your father saying, you know what, I want to be like my dad. How do I say I
Dad never wore a dress.
Thank you. There it is. How do I say I want to look like my dad when I want to grow up to be like my dad, but my dad's wearing my mother's skirt?
Don't you get too real with him, J-Rob. Don't you get too real with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question because I know La Perla Negra can't hear me, right? What do you believe how we can, the men and the women can bridge this gap that a lot of us have that some of us don't? I tend to believe the majority of us don't have the gap, but there is this proverbial war going on, like a silent war going on within our community. What do you think we can do better?
What can we do better? I don't know if I can speak on that behalf. I feel like I am a generation removed from you guys well, not everybody here, but from what J-Rob was saying, because like
we need your opinion though.
I came into generation with Uncle Luke
she breaking up.
Yeah, no.
was already on the scene, so it was
Edwina, you breaking up a little bit.
Okay, I think I have the gremlins now. Can you guys hear?
We couldn't hear you. You was breaking up.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Could you hear me that whole time?
No.
You was breaking up.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened. what I was going to say is that there is a level of what I think makes a difference now between before is that discernment is more important with all the information that's available to everybody. You know, you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to spend your energy on, because you can say there's always something at war, and there's always a vibration or a movement in a different direction at the same time. There's always people who are living in this constant cycle of toxicity, like toxic manhood, toxic masculinity follows suit. It's like a curse generation after generation. But like every other movement, it follows. The cream is going to rise and is going to break out from that, and then everybody else, the sheep, are going to fall in line, and they're going to keep following the same curse. So I think it's about individual discernment. If more people individually started taking responsibility for what they said and did, instead of it being like, oh, the youth are different. Because I remember Prince. That was, you know, the androgyny movement was big when I was younger, and it was acceptable. It's just, I think that it's so much more that is acceptable right now, and so many different things are romanticized in this day and age. Like everything is acceptable. It really is a reminder of the worst in the biblical tales of what's going to come of men, if you look at it from that perspective. But you can also look at it on the other side. Like there are people who are human alchemists who like creating things out of nothing with the same resources that everybody else is turning their backs on. So
Truth.
if that makes any sense. It's not a one-way point of perspective. Everything is. I ain't gonna go into that conversation.
Nah.
No.
I heard it.
Indeed.
And it is.
What I mean.
I mean, like I said, when we have these discussions, I never try to say that nobody's wrong. I think that we all bring something to the discussion of self-empowerment and then community empowerment. I believe, as the my favorite phrase is, as the man goes, the family goes. As the family goes, the community goes. As the community goes, the world goes.
Right.
You build it's very easy to build a person up. I mean, sometimes we look at the world, in such a big picture, and the only thing that you can control of is you, and like what you value and what you stand on. And as long as you work on you, everything else will just follow suit. I'm a strong believer in that.
Right. That's
Indeed.
the like unto itself is drawn. That's natural law.
Yeah, but you have to have a baseline too. Like Donald Trump felt like he was working on himself, and he worked on that to the fullest of his extent. There has to be a solidary baseline as of what's actually right, because sometimes you can move so far to the left, or you can move so far to the right that you even lose sight of what actually normal is. Some people might say like what 1950s was very normal. It was very normal for some people, but it wasn't very normal for everybody.
It's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the people who were suffering, that wasn't normal.
Yeah.
How do you have
They
a
shouldn't have
population of people going through post-traumatic stress for 90 years?
Right.
Because from Reconstruction all the way through the Civil Rights Act of 1965, that's 90 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it in its internal sense, we've only been a free population of people since 1965. That's 55 years. That's not a lot of time for people to be free and to exercise their freedom while dealing with post-traumatic stress that was inherently given to you from your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and your grandmother to your mother to you. And then watch your father deal with it if you had your father in your life.
Another thing.
But this is the fatherless generation that we're living in right now.
Our generation was fatherless.
Right.
My mother had
You
my
know
brother when
what?
she was 16. That didn't change
We
anything.
were.
My sister had her son when she was 16. It was
We were the
generational.
beginning of it. We were at the beginning of it. At the point we were still coming up at that age, people would say, you could almost hear the rumors of like, well, you're gonna have to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's not even a thought process. So we so deep off into it now, we're unequivocal. This right here is the fatherless generation. Even how women look at their bodies, how men view women, and they have relations with the women. we all know how kids get here. If you keep doing that, you're gonna have children, and that's how these children are getting here because nobody has that standard. Nobody has
What-
that standard anymore.
what-
But you
Well,
know,
drop it back.
every era is different though. Every generation.
Remember
Right.
back in the day
You know,
when dudes used to
What
look,
do-
dudes used to look at light skinned women and was like, bruh, she's light skinned. Oh my God, yo, she's hot.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Being
yeah.
this
And we
wasn't
thought that
cool.
the barges in them were black people. You know what I mean?
And it's like, this is us. But
I remember that was heavy in the 80s though. You know what I'm saying?
come on.
When people was like, or 70s, you know what I'm saying? They see somebody of that complexion, it's like, oh. But
You
then
see it
the
now?
dynamics changed.
The dynamics
I
change,
think-
but the behavior remains somewhat inherently the same. You'll still
Exactly.
see in certain communities, I'll take New York, for example, a sister as dark as Edwina, you'll see her with a cat lighter than you, to some
Facts.
respect, based on what happened to her in her earlier years or what have you, because there was a lot of times when dark-skinned sisters would tease for being that dark, or their hair was sisters used to tease each other for their hair before, used to go in the kitchen and get the hot comb and take care of it and what have you. So that was in the
Before the
70s,
PCJ.
that was in the 80s, that was in the 90s.
Right.
But that's another thing about this generation that you can give them the acceptance, self acceptance to them is more important. There's a lot more of the acceptance of what is natural and a lot more, awareness on colorism, as you guys.
Mhm.
That's all that really was. It's like the light skin,
Yeah,
the house.
that's
It
all.
goes from passed down generation from like the house. You
You
know
said
what?
the
I don't
house.
want
Say it. Say it. Say it.
I ain't gonna say
The
it.
house slaves and the field slaves.
The house slave,
The house,
exactly.
the house in the
would've been
Good
field.
PC say, J Rob. Good PC say.
So
Look, aka
again,
the butler.
generationally, a lot of
So
stuff
it follows.
a lot of stuff shifted. So
Right.
my mom having my brother in 1959 getting pregnant at 16, having him at 17 didn't change my sister having my nephew in 1979 or
Right.
1979, about 1978, 1979. It didn't change her from having my nephew at 17.
Mhm.
So that's a generational thing, just like how welfare used to be generational. Keep getting babies so that you can keep getting this welfare money and keep getting a free apartment.
But
They got
keep
rid of
in
that and they
mind,
call it
even-
something
Oh,
else.
it's just
even
like a
before that,
train, though.
People used to marry their daughters off when they were like my aunts were married off when they were, just because of financial situations. They were married off when they were 15 and married. They didn't keep those, the marriages weren't healthy. They didn't last. But 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 children came out of relationships from women that were in their
That
teens
age.
when they started. Yeah. So the only difference now is the respect for the institutions across the
Very-
board. There are
And
no
you still-
respect for the institutions
it's-
because they have
And you
so much.
can't be getting no
information they
15-year-old
question.
pregnant if you're 27.
Yeah, my
You
grandma
should.
was 14.
But back then,
Technically.
True
the
indeed.
old men had the pick of the litter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
with the
Listen,
internet,
guess
men
I-
still have
oh,
the pick
go
of the
ahead,
litter.
J-Rob.
You just got to be careful how you pick that litter because
Mhm.
right now, 2021, you'll see a dime and you got to ask her, was she born a woman?
The baseball cards. You need to hand them out.
You don't want to be on a
It's
date with a woman.
Regardless.
I'm just saying, you don't want to be on a date with a woman and you're like, damn, that's a real handsome cat. That's your brother?
Right.
She's like, no, that was me before the operation.
What happened with her? She was too hung.
Oh God, it's poetry timeless.
But listen, check this out, right? We're gonna get back to the proceedings of that proceeding.
What are you saying?
But I have a question though.
Okay.
Is poetry timeless though?
Let
feel
me
on
ask you a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite song? Hip hop or R&B?
Impossible.
No. I'm asking King. What's your favorite song?
What's my genre or song?
What's your favorite song?
Song.
Either hip hop or R&B.
It's gonna have to be hip hop.
Give it to me. What's your favorite song?
Grandmaster Melly Mel. White
No,
Lines.
not
Oh.
artist. What's your favorite song?
Oh, White Lines.
Cool.
White Lines.
That song is 27 years old.
Good
How
one.
old? How old are you?
I'm 50.
Edwina, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song right now.
Period.
Period.
What's a song that that you enjoy listening to more than anything else? And you can have 1,000 songs, but what's one song that you're like?
That song that make you go, hey.
See, I was brought up on music, so I have eclectic taste. Right now, I'll say my favorite song of all times is "Chocolate Girl" by the Whispers. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah.
Just Jay, what's your favorite song?
Love's Gonna Get You, BDP.
That's all right. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks, bro.
And for me, it would be "Step Off" by Millie Mel. Because
Yeah,
of a particular stanza. Because of a particular stanza that he has, that's my favorite. I'd have said Rakim
What's the
earlier.
stanza, bro?
Little pieces of a dream is all you mean since the day you stepped into the MC scene. Biting your moves, taking fake awards, saying everyone else is perpetrating a fraud. But you're nothing but a clone of my flesh and bone. Now you're trying to be grown on the microphone. But until you buy a mic and you know how I like, and then you listen to us rock it to the broad daylight. And then you looked in the sky and you started to cuss, and then you prayed to God that you could be like us. But God was great and God was true. And he tried to show you how to be like you, but you still didn't get where you wanted to go until you gathered in a group and got your own show. But without the source, the force won't survive, because eternity says the force is a lie. And you forgot the words of your creator, and now he's made you a perpetrator forever in the world. If you and the girl, a few grams in a pipe to make your head swirl, you must spread the word of the master teacher, up and die by the rhymes in the streets of each year. The words are a gift that we will never flaunt, and that's why we're going to get everything that we want. Just like a shadow in the night, I'm a sight unseen, and I'm the bona fide clone, the master supreme, and I'm here to run it down for the ladies and gents, because my rhymes got value and they all make sense. See, I'm down with Cowboy, who can rock the show, with King Lou, Tommy Gunn, and my brother Scorpio, Kamikaze, Clinton Sanders, and Easy Mike. We're going down in the books as the king of the night. So if you're ever in a battle, I'm gonna make you my slave, and I'm gonna give you a shovel so you could dig a grave. Leave behind all your pain and wealth so you can say one rhyme, then bury yourself. I may sound possessed, but you know I'm blessed, because the rhythm makes sense of all this mess. I'm the power of the sun that shines in the sky, and I'm the only MC that could never die. So don't rock and don't stop until you hit the top. But when you see Melly Mel, you're going to have to stop.
So you couldn't remember? You couldn't remember?
Couldn't remember.
Well, look,
him and I'll send you the song, but it's him and Mo D, because Mo D said something so prolific 30 years ago. If you look at today's rappers and R&B singers, everything he said was exactly taking place right now. But I'll send you the song.
Well, brother J-Rob, being that
Sir.
you just went into that whole piece, why don't you spit a piece for the night? You know what I mean? You on fire right now.
How about this? I'll give you that line for this line. How about that? And
Line
I'll try to
for
make
line.
it short. I'll try to make it short.
All right.
Brother said, just use some innovation and close your eyes. Then visualize all of us are on the Enterprise, and then set the coordinates upon the subordinate. Poets take their minds and then broaden it. Send them back to Earth and watch their net worth multiply by mega millions. Now you witness the birth of a new society. Poets with variety, some with prestige, flair, and notoriety. Michael and Prince will seem like small figures. It's hard to believe, but think about it, it figures. I personify perfection, and this poetry is a tool. I make poets who don't like me small as molecules. There's no race, no contest. I never have to jostle. They're small time because to them, I'm colossal. I'm a gladiator with the image of a god, and I'm powerful. This isn't camouflage, like Moses had the power to separate the sea. I buy the power invested in me, put words in rhythm, recite them as a poem. I put them on a record to display them and show them to an entourage of beings who are oh so loyal, who proves that I seen just me as a royal king that'll feed your hungry soul that starve for excitement. Lo and behold, the Iceman cometh. And yeah, that's me, the Messiah. If rated on a hierarchy, I'll be a god, the apex of this poetry cult. I'm the leader rhyme breeder, and I am the ultimate idolized figure. There's not a brother bigger. They call me J-Rob because no one has the vigor that I possess, because that's why I feel I possess and I will manifest rhymes to the fullest. I totally perplex the majority of poets and then turn out vexed. The other competition, because they know my position. They know I don't stop rocking rhymes under no condition. I'll let that go.
All right.
You're gonna have to start
Just
coming in
so-
prepared, J. Rob. You just can't come in not know what the hell you're talking about.
Hey now.
I'm an old man doing this. I'm sorry, y'all. That's
No
too
doubt,
many
no
lines.
doubt. That
I'm
was
sorry.
fly. Definitely with that. You know what I mean? I almost thought that I was back in New York.
Right.
I mean, the cipher.
My
Word
bad,
up.
y'all. I'm sorry, poets. My bad.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. That was dope. Definitely fly. Just Jay, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man? You want to fly something in there?
I'm kicking a freestyle or what I'm doing, bro.
Do you? Do you, bro?
Hey, Weena laughing at me. Stop her. Stop her from laughing at me, please.
Okay.
She just won't stop. Look at it. All right. Shoot. J. Rob then flipped me on my head with
Right.
You stop.
Got you in the crates.
You stop it,
No.
man. Do you see his
I'm-
finger? He's like he's in the crates. I'm trying to feel
I'm getting some of this wax together, boy. All right.
Oh man. Okay.
Am I froze?
No, you good.
Nah, you good.
You good, Daddy.
All right. I'm stalling then because I'm seeing myself as froze on here. All right. All right. This piece right here is called Friendship. Friendship is one of the most precious gifts that one can give to another. But it must be fed trust, love, and sacrifice. And not the love, trust, and sacrifice of what we would like to give. No. Friendship is giving what is needed. Even if what you are giving is a painful and regretful, I can't help you with this. Our trust should understand the sacrifice our friend was not able to make and still feel the love. I'm glad it was you who told me no, because you are my friend and I know that what you said was the truth. Thank you. I hope your friendships are drama-free. Being a good friend requires patience, vigilance, an open ear, and an appropriate mouth, and a heart that is true. Because your loss is my loss, and your gain is my gain. And these are the vices in these verses. And understanding this is called sacrifice. And this is a friend's purpose, and that purpose is love. The children understand and ask their friends questions, things that an adult would consider to be too intrusive. They speak frankly and succinctly as only two friends could. Like two old men on the stoop giving each other the business, while ear hustlers learn about the neighborhood's history, embedded in the old men's trash talk. Have you ever seen two finer friends? A friend is in the grandmother's love, when she loosens the rules that her own children were raised by, because she sees her second chance in you. I hope your grandmother was your friend too, because mine definitely was. A friend can be a stranger, a person in need who you can give a little bit of knowledge to, or just a moment of commentary that makes them think, today a human spoke to me, leaving a feeling that is warm. And this is how friendships are formed. Poem.
All right.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, Just.
Okay,
Just, did you drop a tear?
Yeah, it was, I tried to get a tattoo, but I ain't had
Yeah,
time.
I thought you go like this one. I was like, okay, that was emotional.
Yo, I'm sitting over here and I'm just like,
It's my allergies. Y'all cut it out. They always
Yo,
act up when I read
Just
that
uh-huh.
poem. Y'all too silly for me, man.
Yeah, that was definitely nice though. I like that piece though. Word
Thank
up.
you, brother.
King, we're
what's
not
up?
gonna let you slide. We're gonna touch the queen last, but bruh, I know you have something on the topic, so please.
All right, I'll come through. This piece is titled "Men of Respect." Took a long time to get here, so now I am. Excuse me. Took a long time to get here, so now I'm prepared. Grab a piece of sunshine and put it in high gear. I hear inside my ear, feeling vibes in the air. No need for an encore when I stand on 2 chairs. Always participating, stationed while I'm creating. Thoughts on full course, spiritual navigation. Ride clouds with crowds. I'm here in the now. There's no farther to my style. I don't have no style. Only exist through origins of hardworking people. Without motivation, could have easily been evil. So when I handshake an image that stand in front of me, appropriate greeting now is back to life delivery. Grounds of walk, killing stepping stones of humility, using my ability and drive on those feeling me. Partner up teams that dream and manifest. My spirit will never rest until God stops saying yes. King.
All right.
Come on now.
Come
All right, black
on.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Swing, batter, 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 batter.
Is back.
The fist.
Right on.
Okay, now.
Right on.
Give him double
Edwina,
on that.
beloved, by any chance would you happen to have some poetry to complement what you've just heard from these 3 kings?
Yes, well, J Rob, you took it to a whole other level, and I would respect the thoroughness of your gangster, and also tell you that I'm glad to get you in good health. I know that I heard you.
Yeah,
on
no
another
doubt, no doubt, brothers. Glad to see
Yeah.
you feeling good and better and everything.
Yes,
That was a
After
J-Rob
J-Rob
bad
felt
6
under
weeks,
dress.
man.
yeah.
See, I'm gonna tell my mother on you. I'm telling my mother. But thank you, beloved, because it was a hard 6 weeks. So I'm glad to be able to be here and be able to share this what we do poetically. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You sound good too,
No
bro.
doubt.
You sound
Definitely.
real good.
Appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
Appreciate you too,
All right.
man.
I wrote a little piece here now for myself to go back to the conversation about strong men in your life. My father passed away when I was 6, but even though I grew up in a community where there weren't a lot of fathers in households, there were a lot of father figures around, and the gems that they left behind and the things that they said and the time that they took. It's like having 1,000 fathers, even though I didn't have the original one. So that was the premise of this piece that I wrote. I am the proof of life, made fertile by the soil, saturated in the mist. I am the daughter. I am the gift. I am the shining proof that you existed. I am the brave child of 1,000 fathers, those with hands to hold, behold, and mold, those that fought and those that stole, those that chose to run away, and those who stepped up to the plate. I am a child of 1,000 men, backs blooming and stroke wounds that bloom down the family tree, backs blooming and muscles blooming like wings. I'm the black daughter of 1,000 black kings, Ifa warriors, cloaked in smoke, drowned like black towns, lakes for black ghosts, cut like sick roots from a sick and skewed view. But I be the child of 1,000 good dudes. I'm held in the care of 1,000 calloused hands, hearts too big to comprehend, with weary mind and a teacher's soul. I'm the sister of 1,000 Jobs who meet the winter's ebbs and flows, masters of their dreams and goals. Chocolate brown sugar bubbly, creating the world like alchemy. The triad points with a pointed view. My black men are beautiful, regardless of what they say or do. We exist because of you. We persist because of you. You should give him gratitude. I am. Yes, I love you. I am proof. A life made fertile for your good. The fertile earth was meant to grow you, to witness every seed you sow. I am the proof you're wonderful. I am the bounty of your being. I am the daughter of 1,000 black kings. Poem. Thank you. Sorry.
Hey, J-Rob, apparently your introduction was not big enough to match your poem.
Thank you.
Bruh. She is the daughter of 1,000 kings, bruh.
Yeah, that was definitely dope between them.
Thank you.
Ain't nothing I'm finna say
You did
gonna
double
top
join it.
that line. I am the
Thank
daughter of
you.
1,000 kings. The closest thing I came to that is I am my ancestors' fingerprints. Other than that,
all right. Okay.
Thank
that's
you.
that piece right there.
Thank
You
you.
talk
I have
about
a
digging in the crate.
I have a question for you, J-Rod.
Yes,
You
sir.
got anything in the future, any future projects coming up or anything? You know what I'm saying? Like what you got going on?
I'm a member of the Harlem Writers Guild,
Here we go again.
and as luck will have it, in my crib I got my book. The first printing didn't go as well as I thought it would, so I've
Okay.
got 150 copies of paper that you should be using to Kindle wood. So the next printing of this will be done in the next couple of weeks. So a spoken word soliloquy is here. There is another book next to that called A View from My Pen. And this is all part of my Black romance series.
Okay.
And what came up with the Black romance is because a lot of cats aren't really telling women how much we love them as Black men. We got the Black Lives Motion. We got a whole lot of other stuff, but how often in poetry, if it's not eroticism, are you hearing brothers tell sisters how much we love them? So this is going to be part of that. Part of it is going to be romantic and part of it will be erotic, but a lot of it is about us as Black men loving our women, starting with my mother and working my way through the women in my life. And there's some serious apology pieces in there because I've done wrong to a shitload of women. And I wrote some apologies in there asking the sisters whose heart I stole when I was being a romantic predator to forgive me for my actions.
Right.
He said romantic.
Yeah, that's peace.
A
You know what I'm
romantic
saying?
predator? Yeah, man.
Yeah. I thought you were just a predator.
That's what's up there, yo. I definitely am a fan of your poetry and everything. I can't wait till everything come out because I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna copy. I
And,
mean,
the last video that I just did, I got a hit from somebody in Marvin Gaye's estate, and they were asking me about the music. I said, well, if you look at the piece, I said music borrowed from Marvin Gaye. I said, sir, I'm not trying to make a profit off of this. I'm simply trying to get people to listen to my poetry.
right.
That music complements it, and that and
It also
some-
brings light back to him.
yeah, and even with I spoke to Miles Davis's granddaughter. That was cool. So I got
That's what's
something there,
up.
and she just like, I love the piece. She said, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about nothing else. I just love the piece. So stuff is starting to get attention, and
No,
I'm
that's what's
digging
up.
that. I'm not looking for profit on none of the videos. I just want people to hear the stuff, and there's some cool collaborations coming up, and I'm looking forward to 2022. So
Well, you definitely be rocking. You know what I'm saying? Love them pieces, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep rocking and doing what you do.
I appreciate you,
Word.
brothers. Real talk.
Word.
I-
Just Jay, what's up, man?
What's going on, Black man? You all right
You-
today? You
you
about
got-
to
you
pick
got
on
s-
me now?
No, I'm just saying, you got something in the chamber? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
we
still
want to
shooting.
know.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
you working on, Killer?
Yeah.
You know what? I got a few projects I'm working on right now, man. I've been working on this Mansa Musa project for a minute. It's hard. It's hard to herd cats, though. You know what I mean? The Mansa Musa project. I didn't did the Mansa Musa. I got 2 pieces solid. I have about 3 or 4 that's locked and loaded. I do have promises from some elite poets that they will do it. And I think they're mainly waiting on me. So once I get past these little hiccups that I got in my life, I'm gonna go ahead and get them on that, and hopefully they can inspire me to go ahead and dig in deeper. But Mansa Musa was the world's richest man. He was an African. He was actually what King Midas was based on, and it'd be good for kids to go ahead and have something like that to be like, hey, the world's richest man wasn't Donald Trump, or it wasn't Bill Gates or anybody like that. It was actually a Black man. I also have this thing. I have a couple of projects on Clubhouse that I'm doing also. I don't know if Clubhouse is a bad word around here or not, but I have a couple of projects I'm doing on Clubhouse. I've been getting off into the theatrical end of poetry. I've been doing some writing for folks as far as the theatrical end of poetry goes, and it's been working out for me. I've been like writing for people, man. It makes me feel good to go ahead and feel what that person is feeling, or at least project what I feel that person is feeling, or what that person would say within the realm of that. I've been basically just trying to improve myself also. That's one of the main things I've been going through right now, is go ahead and clear away some of the luggage that I've been carrying around with me for a while. Some of the luggage came about as a result of being a youngster and getting into crazy stuff. Some of it came about from messing with women and not really valuing what was involved with all of that. So right now I've been cleaning that up. My wife's been helping me clean up that also.
All right, that's peace. That's what's up. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope
Glad
that you got a queen to help you.
True
Yeah.
facts. Well, I'm
That's
glad
dope.
everything going well, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
King, what do you have?
Who, me?
Not me,
Get
you.
Get him. Get him.
Well, I just laid out a couple of projects, and I got one coming out next month with my nephew and my other brother. You know what I'm saying? Another one, another brother, my nephew. So this is gonna be, it's titled After New York. I mean, so they went down to Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I came down to Cape May, so they talked to me about it and asked, could I lay out a project that we all could be on board with? So yeah, so I'm working
How many books
on
you
it.
got going, bro?
Huh?
How many books you got, man?
Well, right now, it's 14 books of poetry on Amazon. So,
Prolific writer. Quit playing.
well, everything is in God's work. You know what I mean? God put his hands on me to keep writing. And as I've been writing, I've been learning from other poets that I interact with. So the vibes is strong in the connection. J. Rob
Yeah,
himself,
what he said.
Just Jay,
Right. That part.
Edwina. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a great ride.
I'm trying to catch up, y'all.
Mhm.
I got all this written stuff all over the place, man, and just trying to condense it so that it looks like something somebody might want to buy.
Well,
Say, Rob, you got any books out, bro?
My first book is called Signifying Harlem. That came out 2002, and that was because me and a whole bunch of poets hanging out in Harlem used to spit on a corner of 125th and Lenox Avenue, and it went from there to a poetry spot along 7th Avenue across from the Harlem State Building, and then we just got into it from there. So that's my first book, and then it's been a thing to get this other book out. So in total, if I could be as prolific as King, I'll have at least
4 or
goodness 5.
Man,
And
look,
the goal is
we inspire each other, man. You know.
Oh, without question, this is all steel sharpening steel.
All of it.
I'll tell you, guys, on the truth. There are times that we do this. All of you have said a line that I want in one of my pieces. And the cool part is y'all don't mind, and that's cool, because you'll say a line that I just love, like what she just said about being the granddaughter of 1,000 kings.
1,000 Kings. Yeah.
I love that line. I'm gonna figure a different way to say it, but I love that line.
I'm her manager, man. She ain't gonna need to charge you that much for it, bro.
It's all good. I got a job now.
Just remember,
I'm not on PA no more.
Just remember, office
We can
hours
work
are
with you,
between
man.
9 and
Right
5. Just Jay. Office hours are between 9 and 5. Word to Big Red.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. You only gotta say that to me one time, and I'm gonna look at you sideways, man. I'm like, I ain't playing with dude, man. If I catch dude in my dough.
But listen,
dude. Who is
brother J-Rob, I would like for you to spit another piece, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna give y'all something from the Black Love series. If you haven't seen the video yet, then yeah.
That's what's up.
Give me a second. Let me get this right. Now I feel like Just Jay and whatnot. I'm trying to get this up.
Oh, yeah, I'm the example of everything bad.
This piece is called May I. Excuse me, miss, but I think I may owe you a bit of an apology. But you see, from all the way over there, I couldn't stop looking at you, and I just really wanted to speak to you, if not for anything more than just a few. And I promise you, I won't take up too much of your precious time, but I got a question that only you can answer. And I know stepping to a woman in public is frowned upon, and I've never asked a woman this before, but I feel in this circumstance I must while I still got the nerve. So here it goes. May I take your smile on a date? Can I lose myself in the infinity of your eyes and bare my soul at the gateway of all the truths that I have been dying to release? May I please hold your hands and admire the perfection of your skin and manicure just to make sure that I wasn't dreaming of the perfection that I saw just before I asked for your attention this evening, and of nothing more. May I please get to know the woman behind that smile, the lady with the pretty skin, perfect manicure, and sexy pedicures. And could you please do me a favor and indulge me just this one time, and if for no other reason, just so that I may know what to say to the next woman that reminds me of you. In the event you have no interest in spending moments like this with tender kisses and bliss after just one kiss with someone like me, and yes, I know that that's a selfish request and one that you may never anticipate on getting. So let me just ask you again before it's too late. May I please take your smile on a date? And I promise to bring her back to you just the same way that I found her, smiling. Because everything else past that I can discover on my own, line by line, and just in due time, whether over a cup of coffee or something romantic and having a glass of red wine. I just seem to have a thing for a woman with a pretty smile that happens to look a lot like yours. So what do you say? And don't say it with your eyes. Say it with your smile. And that's that piece.
All right, Edwin, I got this for you. She said yes.
Oh man.
That was beautiful.
I'm her manager. You got to go through me, bro.
That was definitely dope, yo. Word up, brother.
Thank you.
Keep rocking the way you rocking. Ain't no stopping
Oh,
you.
J-Rob,
You know
boy,
what I
I
mean?
tell you. Can't go nowhere with it.
Well, being that the brother spit that beautiful piece, I'm gonna go with the beautiful woman that's on the stage with us. Edwina, you got something for us?
Go get him, Ed.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is a piece that it's called I'm in the Room. And I wrote this because I come on like I have a lot of confidence, but I really don't. So this is kind of like my own personal mantra that I'm trying to develop. I'm in the room. I'm in the room like a blessing, small and new, green and pliable and steady and dew. Yet I'm in the room, gracious with my graces, though congratulations seem off bases. I feel laughing at the shade caused by all of my faces. But as they say, that's the rub, that's the clue and the cue. The magic shoe that be fitted to my dignity, the false sense of meant to be, the part of maybe that could drive me crazy. But look at me. I'm in the room, fitted for a crown made of gold meant for fools, bones sheathed, teeth clenched, throat dry, back drenched. Words blossom in the meadow of my mind as I whip like a change wind, a butterfly, mariposa, like let my wings be bound to the fate of the ether, seasoned salt, professional griever. Yet when my lips set to stone, it feels like a tune. But if even the devil's entitled his due, then I'll get mine's too. That's why I'm in the room. And that's that piece. Thank you.
I ain't snapping my fingers.
Yeah, let's give her a clap. Well appreciated.
Thank you. Guys.
She actually did it.
Mariposa, girl, you need to quit with that Mariposa, girl. You just need to stop with all that.
It's actually interesting because she actually put music to that thing last week.
Yeah.
Really nice piece of doing it.
Thank you.
Once again, you guys, great show tonight. I kind of try to stay in the back because it's all about you guys. It's all about the poets. And one of the things that we want to do on the show is to get everybody to understand that all you guys are very unique and all you guys have a brand. Promote promote your work, promote your books, promote what you're doing, promote your shows. This is very important in what we're trying to do, because really the only people that are going to that are going to support us is us. We have to support each other, and the least, like I always tell people, the least that you can do for someone is just to share their work. I heard a poem by J. Rob 2 weeks ago. Last week I mentioned it during the show, but I heard it by J. Rob 2 weeks ago, and I'm telling you guys, this voice that J. Rob had during this poem is a voice-over voice. This
What
is
piece is that?
I forget the name of it, bro. You had posted like 2 weeks ago.
Is it the one that's on my YouTube page called May I?
Nah, you put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well-
that's a new one.
yeah.
Is that your laryngitis voice or your regular
No,
voice?
this
No,
is
that's
this
my
is
regular
this
voice.
is this is the voice-over voice. This is the voice that we may not think we can do it, but this is the voice that can get him basically doing voiceovers on commercials. And a lot of times you hear, for us, you hear like Vin Rain's voice on the Arby's commercials and stuff like that, because he has a good strong voice. So this is, even though we know Vin Rains is being an actor, but he does voiceovers. So I heard it and I thought about J. Rob's voice, and I was like, wow, he has such a strong command of the language. So I encourage you guys to continue to work on your voice and continue to understand that that's part of the beautiful poetry that you guys do. Anybody have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Not just Jay, please go.
Yeah.
I just want to say I really enjoyed this experience with everybody. I like to kick back. I like to have fun. You guys were good sports with all this stuff that the shenanigans I brought today. But I really enjoyed y'all. That's all I really got to say.
I just want to thank everybody for showing up tonight and getting busy and interacting with the conversations and poetry, and just learning more about everyone is a beautiful thing all by itself. So I thank you, love you all, man. We're family up in here.
Without question. And I just want to say, keep writing. Because every poet within the sound of my voice, just keep writing. I put something on Facebook real quick back in August during the pandemic. And I said, as a fan of many of you, I truly appreciate your talents and your love for the spoken word in any format. I need all of you to keep touching other poets and non-poets poetically with the powerful words that you drip. Keep tagging each other and keep tagging other poets to your favorite poets' pieces, whether on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube or whatever, so that they can get what you got when you read them or heard them. Keep saying, poets, whatever needs to be said when nobody else will. Keep inspiring other people and fellow poets in all genres with your verbal dexterity and your points of view, no matter the subject. And keep speaking for those quiet voices yet to be heard in quiet places and other poet circles, for someone who might be going through something that your poetry just might release inside of them. They need your voice to say what they haven't said yet, because at the end of the day, we are all the consciousness of our communities from which our poetry is born. Much love and respect to every single one of you poets. And that's my final thought.
And with that, we
Thank you,
go.
Hey, Rob, where do you get this stuff at, man? What the word?
You guys have a blessed week.
I just read
And we will be back next Tuesday.
Edwina, check
Peace,
your
love, and poetry.